First, let me reassure you, this is a safe space. And whatever you do stays here in this room. Now, I know there are many resources for you when it comes to maintaining your faith. Being a pastor's wife is an extra special calling that requires much of you. I hope you grant yourself time to take an occasional spiritual retreat.
Oh, I do. About twice a year.
Same here. Good. And congratulations on recognizing that you need to work on appearing to be the model of a pastor's wife on TV.
I had no idea when my husband accepted the job at his new church that I would be on TV so much.
Oh, how many locations does your church have?
Well, we have our main campus, of course, and it has a second chapel that has these huge screens. We call it the Rock and Roll Chapel because they have a drummer in the band. And let's see, plus 3 other campuses around the city.
Oh, well, that's nice. I used to think that was a large congregation until my husband became the associate pastor at our church. We now go out to 5 campuses here in the city, 4 more around the state, and 6 prisons.
Wow! Wow. You're on a lot of monitors.
We also have a large secondary chapel with giant screens, but I call ours the Rhythm and Blues Chapel because we have a black girl in the choir.
Ooh, I wish we had a black girl.
So it's safe to say that far more people watch you on screens than on the stage.
Stage? Oh, she means the altar.
I've been to both of your churches and they're similar in design. When you and your husbands are on the altar, or the stage, if you're in the secondary chapel, the cameras are so far away that you really have no idea when one of them has a close-up on you.
Yes. And it's uncomfortable not knowing.
You just have to assume that the camera is always on you. It may be a 2-shot.
Excuse me, 2-shot?
That's you and your husband in the frame together.
Or the cameras may be on something or someone else. The important thing for you to know is that everyone, both in the church and everywhere else, is looking at you. As long as you're on stage.
That makes me nervous.
But it's part of your job. And it's a hard job. As you well know, the pastor's wife is supposed to be at every church function, be active in all the events, be available to listen to problems and gossip. All while looking her best.
And taking care of the kids.
Exactly. Your congregations are also looking to you as the spiritual foundation supporting their pastor.
Even when he leaves wet towels on the bathroom floor.
Ooh, sometimes. Or doesn't close the cabinets. Or put away the scissors. Ooh, I have to look all over the house for those dang yarn scissors.
Reloading my dishwasher?
Yes. You have to look sincere all the time.
But what if I don't feel it?
Let me fill you in on an acting secret. Once you learn how to fake sincerity, the rest is easy.
Well, I have always been pretty good at faking it.
And you have to do that when you're up on that stage with the lights on you, the camera zoomed in, portraying the most loving, humble, and pious people of the church. You have to maintain an adoring gaze on him while trying not to think of all the to-do items at the house that he says he'll get to tomorrow.
Oh, the lights. They're so bright.
Yeah. Why is that?
You know what? I'm glad you asked that. Without getting too technical, cameras see differently than eyes. I've been to both of your churches and noticed that the lighting on you is designed for the benefit of the cameras. By the way,
The camera really likes both of you.
Oh. What do you mean the camera likes us?
Don't we just look like ourselves?
Somewhat, but I've seen homely people, men and women, who got hit with the ugly stick when they were born, look like soap opera stars when they get on camera. I've also seen someone who looked average on camera be breathtakingly beautiful in real life.
You don't say.
Why is that?
I don't know. God works in mysterious ways. But let's get back to your churches, to the live congregation. To the congregation, you're a little dark, but our eyes compensate for it. Cameras can't do that. If you were lit for the live congregation, then the cameras would be overexposed.
So are you saying we should consider ourselves to be TV stars?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. But certainly, TV personalities.
Come to think of it, whenever I'm out shopping, somebody almost always approaches me to say that they belong to our church. It's so large, of course, I can't know everyone. But it never occurred to me that they saw me on the video stream.
You know, that happened to me before too. It was a kind of a creepy man. What should I do if that happens again?
That's a whole other workshop, honey.
But until then, I just say, this is what I would say. The Lord is always watching, and I'll be praying for you. Then just get out of there quick as a bunny.
I had one guy at the gym ask me for some spiritual guidance back at his house. Ooh. Well, I didn't go. He wasn't that cute.
All right, let's get to some actual stage presence tips, shall we? Come on. Good, great. Okay, excellent. Now, most people naturally stand like this when they're on camera, but it's wrong. Look at how I'm shifting my weight from side to side. There's nothing natural about being on TV. When you shift from foot to foot like this and you're in a close-up, the camera has to continually pan back and forth to keep you centered in the frame with the background always moving. And if it stays still, you look like a ping pong ball bouncing from the side of the frame to the other.
Please don't tell me I have to remember to stand still.
I'm still getting a little nervous when I'm up there, and I can't help it.
Right. That's why, from now on, you're going to stand with your feet making a T. Point one foot forward and place the other at a right angle behind it. Now, when you shift your weight, your movement is front to back. And the cameras don't notice it. Plus, this angles your body a little. It's just more flattering.
Which foot should I put in front?
Oh, okay. What's happening? Great question. Great question. That should be the one farther away from your husband. Perfect. That way, you're visually opening up to him on stage.
Well, I just have to hold the microphone up here. What hand should I use?
Ooh, also a great question. Much like pointing your foot, use the hand farther away from your husband. That way you can stand closer to him without him bumping your elbow. And you should always stand close enough to be touching. Otherwise, on camera, it will look like you're really far apart.
Where did you learn all of this?
Mainly from doing pledge drives on television.
That's what I've seen you before.
Yeah. Oh, plus, I was once a pastor's wife myself.
Oh, my. What happened? Were there too many temptresses in the congregation?
Ooh. It would have been less painful if it had been women. So, now would be a good time to bring out Hank. Hank! Come in, please.
Hi, I'm Hank.
Hank, this is Jessica and Kimberly.
Hi there.
Hank will be standing in for your husbands as we practice some facial expressions.
Practice facial expressions?
Yeah, don't worry. You only need to know 5 of them.
Seriously?
Yes, let me demonstrate. Adoration. This should be your default expression.
Yeah.
Then there's sadness, joy, concern, and piousness. This one is important, especially for those times when you're really mad at him.
Yeah.
Let's start with adoration. Kimberly, stand close to Hank and look at him adoringly. Okay. Kimberly, dear, did I mention that Hank is my boyfriend?
Oh, well, I'd say you've done well then. Come out on top, so to speak.
Kimberly, do I need to remind you that you are married to a pastor?
Of course. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's have Jessica try one. Jessica, great. Imagine that your husband is telling a tragic story from what you all saw on a recent mission trip. Show me sadness. That's not quite right. Look, Jess, okay. Hey, why don't you make up a sad story to help her? Yeah.
Okay, sure. So there we were, in this village. People there were so poor. They didn't even have flies because there was no garbage.
Jessica! Are you all right?
Pardon. He just smells so good. Plus, it's been just a really long time.
Okay. Let's take a break from the facial expressions right now, shall we?
I don't know about you, Jess, but I'm beginning to think that spiritual retreats just twice a year aren't enough.
I was thinking the same thing, Kim. That I needed something more to feed my soul.
And not the usual group retreat.
Yes. More of a personal search for rejuvenation.
With a specialized spiritual guidance counselor.
In a serene, isolated location.
Okay. Well, then I think we should work on your pious expression. You'll need it when you get home.